Greetings to all of you out there. Welcome all engineers, technicians, and others who wish to learn from me. I am here for you to help and to add some knowledge. Or for those who knew these things, this will be a refresher course for you. Once again, this is Dome's TV, and I am Dome to give you additional learning experience in electrical field. Today, our subject is about electrical wiring methods and materials. Just to remind our new visitors in this channel that if you like my topic, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell at the end of this episode. As I told in my previous presentations, that here in Saudi Aramco, we have our own industry standards, and for today, our discussion will be the Saudi Aramco engineering standards related to electrical materials, the SAES-P-104, which is the wiring methods and materials. SAES-P-104, which is the wiring methods and materials. This standard prescribes the mandatory requirements for the design and installation of insulated power and control wiring and cable system. It is also prescribed minimum mandatory requirements for outdoor enclosures for electrical equipment and wiring that are not covered by another SAES or SAMSS. You know already the SAES, which is Saudi Aramco Engineering Standards. What about the SAMSS? This is the Saudi Aramco Material System Specification. The SAMSS dictates all the material specification requirements, including vendor and relevant industry standards for each individual inspectable materials. What is inspectable materials? These materials has inspection level as defined by SAES-P-11151. Inspection requirements for contractor procured materials. Later, we can make another discussion with SAEP or SAEP, which is Saudi Aramco Engineering Procedure, especially with SAEP-1151. Let's go back to our topic for today. We have wide selection of materials covered by SAES-P-104. In this topic, we will only focus on low voltage power cables and medium voltage power cables. Let's define some terminologies. When we define things, it will be as per Saudi Aramco Engineering definition or somehow according to the National Electrical Code, which is NFPA 70. Here are some terminologies involved in today's learning. Low voltage cable are cable with nominal voltage rating of less than 1 kV, while the medium voltage power cable are cables rated voltage from 1 kV up to 35 kV or kilovolt. 1 kV is equals to 1000 volts. Kilo means 1000. Remember our measurement of prefixes like nano, centi, milli, and etc. I hope you guys remember these things, right? What do we mean by high voltage? High voltage, the meaning of high voltage is voltage greater than 1 kV but less than 100 kV. Therefore, everything above 1 kV or 1000 volts are considered high voltage. Of course, we have the very high voltage. Those are above 100 kV. Due to wide range of SAES-P-104, we will discuss today the section 10 of SAES-P-104, which is the underground cable system. Underground cable can be placed by one of the following: 1. Direct buried cable. 2. Direct buried PVC or HDPE. And 3. Duct bank or direct buried PVC coated rigid steel. There are certain requirements to achieve quality installation in these three methods of installation of power cables in an underground system. We'll discuss the depth. The depth requirements for the cable trench can be found in Table 2. Minimum cover requirements for depth of burial. So, as per Table 2 of SAES-P-104, if you are about to install underground 600 volts and below, if you are going to install it direct buried without PVC, should be the minimum depth of burial is 610. 610 is from top of the cable up to the finish grade level. If it is installed direct buried inside the PVC or HDPE, the depth will be lessened to 460. The same if you use duct bank for the low voltage cable, which is 600 volts and below. For over 600 volts to 35 kV, if you will install it direct buried cable, the depth will be 920 millimeters. If you use direct buried PVC or HDPE, it will be lessened to 610 millimeter. If you use duct bank, this will be the same as 460 millimeter top of duct bank to finish grade. Over 35 kV, which is 35,000 volts, direct buried cable installation will be 1070 millimeters from top of cable to the finish grade level. And if you use direct buried PVC or HDPE, it will become 760 millimeters. If you use duct bank, the same. Top of duct bank will be 460 millimeter. If you will gonna install it under roads and other areas subject to vehicular traffic, top of duct bank, it will be 610 millimeters. These are all as per Table 2, which is the depth of burial of cable and depend on system voltage. The way of installing it is either direct PVC, direct buried cable, or direct buried PVC or HDPE, or duct bank, or direct buried PVC coated RGS or rigid steel conduit. Most of the time, installation of underground cable system using combination of direct buried and by the use of duct bank in a road crossing or areas which would require extensive or impractical excavation to replace shall be run in duct bank. There are other consideration as per SAES-P-104 section 10. In case of rocky areas, and digging must be minimized, or in areas where Table 2 would result in cable being below the water table, or to avoid other obstructions such as other cables or utility, cables may be installed in lesser depth as mentioned in Table 2 by means of the following. A. Using PVC coated RGS, which is rigid galvanized steel conduit with a total cover of not less than 300 mm. which includes a 50 mm thick reinforced concrete slab over the conduit. In case you need to get more lesser depth, you can use B using PVC coated RGS with a total cover of not less than 150 millimeters, which includes a 100 millimeter thick reinforced concrete slab over the conduit. Or C, a reinforced concrete encased duct bank with 150 millimeter of total cover measured from the top of the upper conduit, which shall include a minimum of 100 millimeter concrete over the upper conduit. So we have also some other reference like the standard drawing, Saudi Aramco engineering standard drawing, which is AD-036874. For the direct buried conduit or direct buried cable, we're gonna use red concrete tiles or red plastic tiles. These are the material specification for red concrete tiles, 50 millimeter minimum thickness. We can also use red plastic tiles in lieu of red concrete tiles. Material specification for red plastic tiles shall be 12 millimeter minimum thickness, or otherwise we can use PVC coated fence fabric wire mesh instead of red concrete tiles or red plastic tiles. Either red concrete tiles or red plastic tiles or PVC coated fence fabric wire mesh shall be placed 300 millimeter above direct buried cable or direct buried conduit in accordance with Saudi Aramco standard drawing number AD-036874. In addition, a yellow warning tape shall be installed over the tiles or fence fabric. This method for power and control cable does not apply to grounding conductor. As I discussed in previous topic, grounding are covered by another SAES, which is the SAES-P-111. We have the following video will show the methodology of installation of cable using direct buried installation. I am grateful to share my knowledge and experience to all of you. Please keep on watching, like, subscribe, and share my vlogs. Once again, this is your host, Doms TV Engineering, saying knowledge is power and power is knowledge. This saying is popularized by the late Ernie Baron of the Philippines. It was he is a news anchor in the Philippine television. Bye-bye!